What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? People, how are you? How are you? How are you? Welcome to another episode of a real estate podcast, right? So I have a little different setup here. I got my camera up here. I got my things down here with the whoop whoop with the ooh ooh. You feel me? On the side. So take a little bit of a different approach, all right? Take a little bit of a different approach. Now, here's what I wanted to talk about. Here's exactly what I wanted to talk about. How do you remain motivated selling real estate? Right? Let's bring this a little. How do you remain motivated selling real estate? How do you remain motivated in life? It's a great question. Stupendous question, actually. Right? Now, here's what I want to say. I had a listing that was going terribly, terribly, terribly wrong. Terribly wrong. And I didn't know how to handle it. Right? It wasn't it wasn't easy. And so here's the backstory. I had a listing in the Galveston Beach section of Brooklyn, and towards the end of the listing, towards the end of the listing, we found a buyer. I found a buyer, right? I found an agent hit me about the listing. So what happened was, our listing actually ended September 9th, and this had to be somewhere in June, July, around the ending of June, somewhere in that vicinity, right? Somewhere within that vicinity, and what happened was the sellers sent me a message that they wanted to, they changed their mind about selling, whatever. So for the new real estate agents, when a seller changes their mind about selling, right? Basically what happens is you still have the listing. Until the listing expires, you have the listing. You would have to release them. So they request a release, and you give them a release. So up until the time that listing expires, you're still the agent for it. They signed another listing agreement with another agency. This one was crazy. So they signed another listing agreement with another agency. And like right before I got the message, maybe a week or two before I got the message, I actually took another video of it, of the property. Beautiful property, beautiful property. And I told them where I was going to trade at. They didn't want to believe me, but we wound up getting an offer exactly where I said we would trade at. They wanted to list it at $959, and I said it's going to trade around $850, and that's exactly where it was about to trade at. But I'm putting the carriage in front of the horse right now. So what happened was, a buyer's agent contacts me. So now the listing is up twice. I don't know about this or whatever. So I didn't take the listing down as of right now. I was planning to, but the listing was up twice on Street Easy. So I'm like, the agent calls me and is like, are you still? I'm like, yeah, I'm still a listing agent. How can I help you? So they tell me, listen, so on and so forth. So the video I took was a 360 video, right? So now if I'm walking straight, I'm walking straight. But the buyers can now like scroll around, and agents can scroll around, whatever they want to do. So if I'm walking straight, they want to look left, they can look left, they can look right, whatever. That's what I do for my listings, just to make sure it's easier to show, especially with the pandemic. You gotta have initiative, you gotta be creative. You feel me? So this is what happens. I send them the video. They like it. I'll call the other agent, like, listen, I see what's going on, but I have a buyer and we're going to show the property. They tell me, great, just let me know when. I'm not letting you know nothing. You're not even supposed to have the listing. Like, what's up with you? Now, sellers let me in. I show the property. They want to put an offer in on the property. I think I actually showed it twice to them. See the property, so on and so forth. Great. They love it. They want to put an offer in. Boom. What's the offer? $850. Hey, mama, I told them nothing over here traded at this, whatever. Yes, it was a double lot, but people aren't really doing that. People don't really want to do construction especially for that area of Brooklyn. You understand what I'm saying? So in that area of Brooklyn, nobody really wants to build up or like build another house on behind it. But you got to take out the yard to do that. You got to get plans. Nobody wants to do that. So we find the buyers and they put the offer in. And oh my gosh, it goes crazy. It goes crazy. I know I'm getting off subject. I actually might just make this like stories in real estate. When I don't have guests on, we're gonna talk about stories in real estate. That's what we're gonna do right now. So we kind of not gonna go with the original thing, which was how to stay motivated, but we still gonna talk about how to stay motivated and how to move forward. So the other agent gets wind of what's happening, right? Other agent gets wind of what's happening, and she said, like, they call me and they're cursing me out. They're cursing me out like crazy. Like, I mean, like actual curse words, right? And I'm like, wait, what? See, I'm not getting a piece of this commission. I apologize. It's not happening. You're bugging. You can be upset all you want, but this is how it's going to be. You understand? Be upset. I don't know what to tell you, but you guys aren't getting a piece of nothing. All right? That's just what it is. That didn't sit well with them. It didn't. They calling the sellers, telling the sellers that they're going to sue them. They're telling the sellers that y'all better give us some of the commission. So now they're calling the other agent because the wife of the wife ends up giving them the offer form that I gave them. And I'm like, what? Why would you do that? So now they're calling the other agent. The other agent is calling me. I'm like, yo, what is this? What's going on here? So now the other agent is like, do you have the listing? Do you have the listing? Yes, I have the listing. Wasn't you there when they let me in the property? Like, didn't you see the video? It's a 360 video. You saw me on the video. Like what's going on? Or whatever. The seller was there. You seen him. We didn't shake hands, but we did fist bump. You seen everything. I want to see the listing agreement. I tell my broker. My broker's going, Christian, don't be giving nobody out listing agreements. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I gotta save this deal. If just showing them the listing agreement is going to let the buyer's agent know and be more comfortable, because now she's talking about taking her buyer out the equation because it's too sticky, it's too crazy. If this is what's going to save the deal, do to save the deal. He's not with it. I talk him into doing. I put everybody on the phone. I come back to the office. Right, Gaston Beach is like an hour and a half away. I drive back to the office. Come to the office. Matter of fact, no, my car got hit already, so I didn't have the car. I took the bus. So I took the bus an hour and a half to Williamsburg. It got in the office, right? Boom. I get them on the phone. She's at like a showing with somebody else, another one of the clients. I get them on the phone. They're talking. We get off the phone. My broker's like, all right, send me the agreement or whatever, and then send it to her. Boom, I do it. Everything checked out good. She calls me back, Chris, you know, you're right. I see that you got the listing. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know why they're acting like this. You know what? I'm going to go to bat for you. And I'm going to call my broker and we're going to go to bat for you. So we're fighting this. So I'm like, word, I bet. We super lit. We super lit. You feel me? So now they all going to bat, so on and so forth, so on and so forth. I feel great. Now the other agents are now going crazy on me again. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, like now it's time for the second walkthrough. Do the second walkthrough, right? We upstairs, we go to the second because it was a two-family. We go downstairs, I show them everything. The wife is there, the wife lets me in, boom, 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 boom. Now it's time to finalize everything. Now I go back again. The wife is there. Cool. She lets me in. I'm waiting to meet the husband. The husband doesn't show. So I call him. The wife is in the living room. I call him. For whatever reason, the wife called the other brokerage. I'm like, yo, what is going on? So now they're like, excuse me, Christian, what are you doing there? My client is saying she's scared and terrified that you're there and everything like that. I need you to get out the house. I'm like, one, I already kind of left. Two, nobody's scared and terrified of nothing. I don't pose a threat at all. Like I'm good. I was on the phone with the husband. She was sitting down, right? Whatever she was sitting down. Everybody know, get out of there. What the F? And then she's texting the other agent, telling the other agent she's a clown and she's a B word. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Right? I'm like, this is crazy. So after that happens, we get on the phone with the seller. Listen, this is what's happening. We still have the listing. We didn't release you. We still have the listing, so on and so forth. Stop talking to the other agents. They have no rights to this listing. You made a mistake for whatever reason. It's totally fine. Just understand that they have no rights to the listing. They have no rights to the commission. If they sue you, we will help, and we will help with the representation. We'll bring the paperwork. We'll bring our lawyers, so on and so forth, to back up the listing and do our best. You guys will be fine. Period. Because we're like, listen, you're communicating with people that's talking about suing you. Like, stop talking to them. Like, we're telling you what to do. Stop talking to them. You think they stop talking to them? No. For whatever reason, they just kept talking. They kept insisting on communicating with these guys. We decided to move forward. I call the attorney because now it's time to do the deal sheet. Do the deal sheet, boom, send it to the attorneys. The seller's attorneys aren't cooperating now. I'm like, listen, what's going on? Like, why isn't this going? Oh, you know, the other agents. They said the other agents, you know, they do a lot of stuff in the area. They have their own legal team or something like that. And I'm like, what? They don't got their own legal. Shut up. I really think you should just split it 3 ways. I don't care about your opinion, Mr. Attorney Man. Like, how you telling me your opinion that you think we should split it 3 ways? Like what does that mean? What does that mean? You're gonna get paid either way. Do your job. I'm not splitting anything with anybody I don't owe anything for or anything to. No. He's not being cooperative. He doesn't want to talk to me. He's hanging up on me. He's yelling. So as you guys can see, they're working together. The agents and the freaking attorneys are working together. Ain't that crazy? They're looking at the camera for that. Ain't that crazy? The attorneys and the freaking other agents are working together. It damn near feels like the seller's wife is working as well, because she just won't stop talking to the other side. So we're like, oh my gosh. Long story short, deal falls apart, right? It's way more, it's a crazy story. It would take me like 3 hours to explain like every intricate detail, and I'll probably still be leaving out stuff. But long story short, or long story less long, the deal ends up falling apart. right? Now, towards the end of it, and this is where I'm gonna tie in the original point. Towards the end of it, my broker said he will always say, Chris, you're in a fight. You're exactly where you need to be. Don't be scared. Whatever. Just keep pushing forward, or just keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward. I would be so pissed when he told me that. Like, Eric, what do you mean keep moving forward? I don't know what that means. I don't know what to do. I've never been in a situation before. What do you mean keep moving forward? I was vexed, and every day he would tell me that. We would talk 9:00 at night about it, 10:00 in the morning about it, 3:00 in the afternoon about it, but he will always, Christian, just keep moving forward. I don't know what that means. You know what? All right, I'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. I figured it out afterwards where they was just like, they don't want to sell no more. And I was just going to say, let's just split the commission 3 ways. Let's close the deal, whatever. Like, let's just get it over with at this point in time. But I didn't know it's too late. It happens, But now I know how to move forward when that thing rears its ugly head again. Right? So here's my thing. Here's how I apply that rhetoric right now. Keep moving forward. I got a lot of goals. And I made a promise to myself that I'll accomplish all of them. Not most of them, right? Because I'll be setting some high goals for myself. It's crazy, but that's what I do. And I say, no matter what, I gotta accomplish those goals. That's what I said. No matter what, I gotta accomplish those goals. So that includes COVID. That includes personal drama. That includes fatigue. That includes everything. If my car breaks down, I don't have a car now, but if my car broke down, trains on, like, no matter what happens, I got to keep moving forward. No matter if I don't want to do it that day, no matter if I don't want to move forward that day. I'm just tired, and it's the times that you don't want to do it that matter the most. And I'll always say that, when somebody I really, really look up to, James Gamaris, he's actually, I think, on the first episode of a real estate podcast, and he told me, and I spoke to him about it too, gave him his flowers because he needed them. Right now it's easy. Right now it's easy, Christian. Right now you feel good, you're motivated, you're hype, you're energetic. But it's the times that you don't want to do nothing that matters the most. It's the times where you're pissed off. It's the times you don't feel well. The times you're sick, you're depressed, everything. Excuse me. It's those times that matter the most. So now I just keep that in my mind when I'm working, when I'm trying to, and I just don't feel like getting up in the morning and oh man, hard inquiry on my credit. And it's just like, you know what? Just keep moving forward. Got these goals, no matter what goes in front of you, you just keep moving forward. It's a brick wall in front of you. You better become a locomotive and just bash through them brick walls. You feel me? Like, that's what you better do. If it's a still wall, you better figure out something, but nothing can stop you. You got to keep moving forward no matter what. And even though that deal fell apart, it's those words that came from that deal that's helping make the money that I'm making, or the money that I'm going to make. That I'm in the process of making. Because once I feel like, oh my God, I'm so upset, my baby mother this, these clients, these renters, these buyers, these sellers, oh my gosh, man, I'm just so, all I could think about is just keep moving forward. That's all I could think about. And it really just like, it helped me in so many ways. So many ways. You know, it helps with cold calling. You get 6 bad cold calls in a row. 6 of them. They say you get 6 bad cold calls in a row. Just keep moving forward. Get 7, get 8, get 12, get 50. It don't matter. Just keep moving forward. That's it. That's it. You feel me? But I'm gonna talk to you guys later, because I just got a crazy phone call just now. I'm gonna hit you guys. I appreciate you. Like, subscribe. You know what to do. The Real Estate Podcast.